good, y'all? It's the one and only King Cal 516 live in the mix, and this is the Switch Flames podcast. So yesterday we broke down who I believe the best team in the East was, and today I want to break down who I believe the best team in the West is in the NBA. Before I do that, please be sure to check out our website, www.switchflames.com. Hit us up on Twitter at Switch Flames, and definitely check out the Facebook and YouTube page at Switch Flames Podcast. If you feel so inclined, please hit the like, subscribe, and the notification tab to stay up to date with everything Switch Flames Podcast. It only helps the channel to grow. Now, with that said, my opinion, hands down, the Phoenix Suns are the best team in the Western Conference as it currently is today. And that is my belief. I know there's a lot of people who will select Golden State over them, but as of today, December 13th, I am going with the Phoenix Suns. I just believe they are a little bit, have more cohesion, better chemistry, and they're a little bit more proven. I just saw the Phoenix Suns last season go to the NBA championship game, and I like the chemistry those guys have. Now, let me put this in perspective. Now, if you compare the two right now, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm picking the Suns. Now, that is to be determined on Klay Thompson's return. Now, Klay Thompson, we know in the next week or two will be back. That's the only wild card where I'll put the Golden State Warriors over the Phoenix Suns. And the reason being, but I'll say that with reserve, Klay Thompson has been out for 2 seasons, right? So Golden State is being very smart in how methodically they're bringing him back. But Klay Thompson's going to have to come back. We know he doesn't depend on athleticism as much, right? In his game, he's a spot-up shooter, right? But he was also the best defender, right? Now, coming back, they still have Andrew Wiggins. So Andrew Wiggins can handle a lot of the elite assignments that right now. You know, I think Golden State will probably have Klay on the minutes restriction as he comes back and build him up. Klay's going to have confidence that he can do what he can do when he needs to do it, right? And so the best thing for the Warriors is Klay Thompson's coming back early enough in the season where he can ramp up. If the Warriors have Klay Thompson, who was like Klay Thompson we last saw, that changes everything, because I don't think Phoenix can handle that kind of shooting that Klay Thompson can open up with him and Steph Curry together, and then moving all those guys down the pecking order, right? So that is my wild card. But Klay Thompson at this current present time is not playing with the Warriors. So with the way the Warriors are at this current moment and the way the Phoenix Suns at this current moment, I would put Phoenix over them. I would say Phoenix is 6. Now, think about it. Without Klay Thompson, you got to think about this. If you're the Warriors going into the playoffs, do you have a lot of confidence that you're going to make it far with Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins being your next leading scorers after Steph Curry? I don't know. Now, with all due respect to Jordan Poole, because we don't know, right? But we've seen Andrew Wiggins, and we know Andrew Wiggins is a good basketball player. But he ain't the guy. But he doesn't need to be the guy on this team. But still, if you have to depend on him in extreme levels to come through consistently in a playoff structure, I'll have a little bit concerns, right? I'd rather see Andrew Wiggins 4th or definitely 3rd. There's nights in the playoffs he has to be the number 2 guy. And I don't know for a whole playoff series if you could depend on him, especially against a team that's well-oiled engine like the Suns. Now, let me just break this down even further. Just think about the top 3 players of both teams without Klay Thompson. You're going to probably say Steph Curry number 1, and then whoever you feel is better between Chris Paul and Devin Booker, that's 2 and 3, right? You're not going to put Jordan Poole over with either one of those guys, right? And then, am I wrong to sit there and believe that DeAndre Ayton will be next? So you're talking about out of the top 4 players of both teams, Phoenix has 3 of them. That's hard to overcome in a 7-game series. And that is my point. In a 7-game series without Klay Thompson, I do not think Golden State has enough to beat the Phoenix Suns. With Klay Thompson, that changes everything, because the dynamics of you having to stay on Steph Curry and Klay Thompson like glue, can't leave those guys open, is only going to make Jordan... These guys are already getting easy shots because of the space that Steph Curry provides. Now with Klay Thompson on the floor, now you're talking about that is difficult. The Splash Brothers, let's not forget that the Splash Brothers are a force to be reckoned with, right? So with Klay Thompson, I think that changes everything. I think that does make Golden State a slight favorite over Phoenix, as long as you're seeing Klay Thompson, pre-injury Klay Thompson in rare form, right? And let's not forget Klay Thompson before he got hurt. I thought he was going to be the Finals MVP of that matchup between the Warriors and the Raptors. I still believe that the Warriors would have won even without KD. With Klay Thompson playing the way he was playing, Klay Thompson was playing like the Finals MVP. Soon as Klay Thompson went down, it was definitely over for the Warriors, right? But man, Klay Thompson's an important piece, and he is the X factor in my opinion about this. But as it currently stands right now, I believe Phoenix has, without Klay Thompson, I believe Phoenix has 3 of the top 4 players in a series like that. It's hard to overcome in a 7-game series, y'all. I'm just being really honest. As good as Jordan Poole has been this season, he's one of the most improved players in the league. I haven't seen him in go time in the playoffs. I've seen Andrew Wiggins. I wouldn't trust Andrew Wiggins high up that totem pole consistently in the playoffs. I wouldn't trust him, right? Remember, the game in the playoff changes so much, so sometimes you have these regular season teams that dominate and they don't look as good in the playoffs. We've seen it time and time again, right? So Golden State needs Klay Thompson to be any kind of title hope contenders. And if you're Golden State Warrior fans, you got to be realistic and understand that that's facts. I'm not trying to hate on the Warriors. I think as present construction, even without Klay Thompson, they can win the first game in the playoff series, but come second round, I think they're going to have some troubles, right? Third round definitely have some issues. I don't think they're good enough to win the championship without Klay Thompson. And there's nothing wrong with that. To sit there and say, there's most teams out there in the league can't win without their second best player on the court. You know what I mean? Who has the potential at times to be your best player. Right? So right now I'm picking the Phoenix Suns. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you agree with me, the Phoenix Suns, or you think of the Golden State Warriors? Or you think if it's another team in the West? Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments. With that said, it's your boy King Cal 516 signing off. This has been the Switch Flame Podcast. Appreciate your support.